Have you ever thought I could totally make a viral YouTube video? Maybe you've even hit record dreaming of millions of views. But why do so many of us believe we've got what it takes to create original binge-worthy content? Spoiler, it's not just confidence, it's psychology. Today we're diving into 8 reasons your brain tricks you into thinking you're the next YouTube superstar. Stick around because this video might just change how you approach content creation. Let's break it down. Your belief that you can make amazing YouTube content comes from a mix of cognitive biases, social influences, and emotional drivers. Here's the first one. Overconfidence bias. Ever heard of the Kruger effect? It's when people with limited skills overestimate their abilities. You might think your vlog idea is groundbreaking, but you may not realize yet what makes content truly stand out. Seeing YouTubers with 300 million subscribers might make you go, if they can do it, so can I. But here's the catch. You might not know what you don't know yet. Humans have a built-in tendency called the bias blind spot. We tend to believe that we are less biased, more insightful, and more original than other people. Even if thousands of videos already exist on the same topic, individuals feel like their take will be fresher, funnier, smarter, and deeper. This is partly because of the subjective experience of being yourself, which tends to make us feel special, but to an outsider, you're just one more voice in a massive crowd. This overconfidence bias fuels your confidence, but it can also blind you to the skills needed for truly original content. Number 2, the illusion of originality. Your ideas feel unique because they come from your personal experiences. But the odds are your original gaming video, art vlog, or beauty tutorial might just be echoing what's already out there. Your brain is wired to love your ideas even if they aren't truly new. It's not always tuned in to the giant ocean of content. Now, most people wrongly think original means nobody else has done it before. And I personally fall prey to this concept all the time. I often forget that true originality in art, media, music, or anything else is a rare mutation, not the norm. 99.9% of original content, paintings, sculptures, or even music is just rearranged, rephrased, or stylized copies of some existing thing or body of work. Yet many creators feel a real emotional attachment to their tiny personal spin, and that fuels our sense that this is something new that the world needs to see. Have you ever thought your video was one of a kind only to find 50 others just like it? Yeah, well, unfortunately, that's your brain playing tricks on you. Number 3, social validation. YouTube is super easy to start. Anyone can upload, and every like, every comment, even from your mom, hits your brain like a dopamine firework. Believe me, I know because I've experienced this myself many times. Success stories of creators with millions of subscribers make you think, that could be me one day. And even the tiniest engagement tricks you into thinking you're making it. But validation does not always equal sustainable success. That little bit of engagement is like fuel for your YouTube dreams, even if the numbers don't always add up. Number 4, self-expression. For a lot of us, YouTube is about sharing who we are. Uploading a video feels like putting a little piece of our soul into the world, and that act alone can make you feel seen or connected. And it's not always about fame. Sometimes it's just about having a connection. Even if your content isn't super original, the emotional payoff keeps you going. It's less about views and more about that feeling that you matter, and that can be very powerful. Number 5, confirmation bias. We all love hearing "this is awesome" or "you're amazing." And honestly, that positive feedback can be great for keeping you motivated. But here's the catch. Our brains naturally cling to praise and tune out anything that challenges us. Even when a video flops, it's tempting to brush off the low views or harsh comments and instead blame the algorithm, not the content itself. That's confirmation bias at work. It's when your mind seeks out, interprets, and remembers information that confirms what you already believe and quietly ignores anything that it doesn't. Now, the danger with that, you might stay stuck, believing you're crushing it while missing the real lessons that could help you grow. And trust me, I get it. My first reaction is always, so what? Maybe they just don't get it. Even George Lucas, when he first showed Star Wars to his peers, got tons of doubt and criticism. If he had listened too closely, maybe the saga we know today wouldn't even exist. That's why confirmation bias is a fine line we all have to walk. You have to stay confident enough to keep going, but open enough to hear the hard truths that help you get better. Because without criticism, there's no real growth. Number 6, sunk cost fallacy. We spend hundreds of dollars on a camera, lighting, microphones, and other equipment, hours editing, creating, and giving our focus and attention to this goal, this desire for recognition. You tell yourself you're not quitting now, the next video is gonna be the one. But if the views aren't there, that persistence can feel a little delusional. And I often wonder, how long can I keep this delusion alive? Every day I ask myself, is it truly worth it? Now, this belief that I can make YouTube videos people will love is part delusion, part survival instinct, and part cultural conditioning. But all of that is essential to human nature, because without it, no one would ever try anything ambitious. Delusion isn't a bug, and it can feel like a virus, but it's actually a feature of the creative human mind. Number 7, cultural influence. Social media and the hustle culture scream. Everyone's got a story to tell. Find your passion. Be your own brand. Monetize yourself. Have you personally ever heard any of those statements before? YouTube markets itself as a place where anyone can shine. And sadly, it's not just a hobby anymore. It's practically a moral duty for everyone to become a content creator. And this cultural influence can set us all up for unrealistic expectations, especially if our audience does not exist yet. And finally, number 8, the best one of them all. It's the dopamine feedback loop. Every time you upload, you check your views or get a like, your brain gets a hit of dopamine, and that is addictive. That rush makes you feel like your content is hitting hard, and you keep coming back for more, even when your channel might not be growing at all, or isn't as successful as it used to be. It's like a slot machine. You keep pulling that lever, hoping one day to hit the jackpot. So do you think starting a YouTube channel is a little bit delusional? I do, but there's nothing wrong with that. We humans need a little delusion to give us that ambition, to try new things. Every great creator, every great artist started by ignoring the odds. So if you feel that spark, honor it. Just don't forget, building something real takes way more than hope. It takes relentless work, brutal honesty, patience, and a mountain of small failures. Originality is hard, and making content people want to watch takes skills. Storytelling, following the trends, and great editing. A lot of us overestimate our abilities, and that can lead to disappointment, especially when the views don't roll in. But here's the flip side. That same optimism, resilience, and desire to connect can make you a better creator, especially if you listen to feedback, study the craft, and keep improving. So what do you think? Are you ready to beat those brain biases and make content that actually pops? Drop a comment with your biggest YouTube struggle or tip, and let's keep this conversation going. This is Brandon from Artismia. Thanks for watching, and we'll catch you next time. Wow. I'm so glad I listened to the Joe Rogan Experience this morning. This whole video would not have existed if it wasn't for the motivational words of Robert Rodriguez. Thank you, Robert.